welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome. My name is Maddie, and today I'll be doing my top 10 favorite Fruits Basket characters. So this is day 2 of Fruits Basket week on my channel. This entire week I'm putting out Fruits Basket related videos just to celebrate the release of the anime reboot that came out on Friday. Because I love this series so much, it literally means so much to me, I wanted to celebrate by doing a full week of just Fruits Basket related videos. So this is day 2 of this week. And today I'll be talking about my favorite characters from this series. Because there are so many characters from this manga series and anime series, it was so hard to narrow it down to 10. There's like 20, maybe more than 20 characters in this series, so it was so hard. But I managed to do that, and I also ranked them from least favorite to most favorite. So I guess with that said, let's just get into my list. At number 10, I have Yuki. So Yuki, I thought, was actually one of my least favorite characters from this series, but honestly, there are a few things that I do like about him. The reasons I don't like him is because he's just so boring to me. I could never understand why the girls in his school like him so much, beyond the fact that he's handsome, because he's just so boring and plain and just doesn't really have much of a personality. But I really felt for his backstory. The fact that he was abused as a child, and that really gives him so much PTSD in present day, is something that is so unfortunately realistic. And so because of that, I really felt for his character and really sympathized with how bad his childhood was. So for that reason, I couldn't find myself to hate him. And what I like most is how he still has like PTSD because of it. He hasn't just forgotten about his past. Like, being abused can take such a permanent toll on your mind and can cause so many mental health issues, and that's something that Yuki struggles with. So I like that about him. It makes him come off as really realistic. I just wish he had more of a personality. If he did, I probably would have loved his character a lot more. So that's why he's at number 10 on this list. At number 9, I'm going to talk about Yuki's old brother, and that is Ayami. I think Ayami is one of the more comic reliefs of this series. It's so hard to take him seriously, but then there are moments when he becomes very open and like lets his guard down, and that's when he gets a little more serious. So I like that balance that he has, but most of all, he is just really quirky and so over the top. I find his efforts to really connect to Yuki so admirable. Their relationship is very strained. It has been for years, but he never gives up trying to fix that rift between them and really understand him, because even when Yuki pushes him away, he just always tries to make things right between them. And even though he's so over the top, I like that it doesn't come off as annoying. It just comes off as so funny. I really love that side of him where he's just so flamboyant and just all in your face and just says the most weirdest stuff that can be kind of creepy but yet so hilarious at the same time. He's just such an endearing character and is really unique. I honestly have never read another character like him. Moving on to number 8, I'm going to talk about Rin. And sadly, Rin is not in the original anime, but I'm pretty sure she's going to be in the reboot, so I'm so excited about that. But she is from the manga series, and I really love her character. She is so feisty and really hard to get along with, and she just treats others really poorly, but yet she has reasons for the way she is. Like all the characters, she had a pretty terrible childhood, and she specifically is the one character in this series who is so desperate to break the curse, and she's mainly the only member of the Zodiac who is trying to break the curse and trying to find a way to, because she recognizes how much this curse has just ruined her life and she wants it over with. So I admire her determination to break this curse, even though it's a difficult thing to do and she still has yet to figure out how in the world it's supposed to be broken. She is just determined to break it so that she can get her life back on track, because really, she knows how much her life has been hell because of this curse. I also think she is just so beautiful. I love her long black hair, and I love her style too. She has a very edgy style that I really love. Both her and Haru have this sort of style that's kind of gothic, but I really love it. I actually really loved gothic fashion a lot, so that's probably why. And what I really love is the fact that at first she didn't get along well with Tohru. She saw Tohru as more of a threat to the family by her being associated with them and knowing about the curse, but eventually she just succumbed to Tohru's charm, as all the members of this family did, and grew to love her. So that was really beautiful. And next, I'm going to talk about Ren's boyfriend, and that is Haru. Haru is another very unique character to me. He has just this crazy personality. He has this side of him that is completely nice and kind and respectful, and then he has this completely opposite side where he is rude, perverted, crazy, and just has a horrible temper known as Black Haru. It's such a weird combination how he has pretty much completely separate personalities. Like, I would not be surprised if he has like split personality disorder, because he is two completely different people. When he's on his nice side, I view him as such a great person to have as a friend. He's so nice and just treats others so well. He has so many relationships with the members of his family, which I kind of like. He comes across as just such a family guy and really values the importance of maintaining relationships in his family, so I like that about him a lot. I also love his hair, and the fact that he is the cow and his hair color is both black and white just fits into his character so well. At number 6 is Kisa, and she is like the sweetest, cutest character in this series. I love her so much. Kisa is a character that I relate a lot to. She's very shy, so quiet. When you first meet her, she's completely mute, and it's all psychological because she was bullied, and every time she would speak at school, the kids would just laugh at her, so she just kind of thought, why should I speak if every time I open my mouth, people are going to laugh at me? So that really took a toll on her, and she became mute because of that. And I really felt her anxiety and felt for her through her struggles, and could completely relate to them and can complete to the anxiety that she has from being around her peers and the sadness that she feels because she believes no one likes her for such a stupid reason, just because of her looks. The kids at her school pick on her because of her hair color, which her hair color seems completely, like, normal to me. And it's just so weird, just because of her looks, because I don't understand, because she is so adorable. How can anyone make fun of her because of her looks? It's just so bizarre, but unfortunately that's what happened to her. And yet, after all that has happened, she just comes out of it so strong and becomes so much more optimistic. So I admire her bravery so much. She has the sort of courage that I wish I could have. She's such a role model in that way. At number 5 is Shigure, who is another comic relief character of this series. He is someone that you just can't help but love. He has this quirky sense of humor that is so funny. I think he's always the one who is there to break the tension in a serious situation. And he makes every scene so much more lighthearted. He's like the older brother or father figure to everyone in his family, which I think he is the oldest member of the Zodiac, so that might be the main reason why, but he totally comes across that way. He's always there to care for Tohru and the members of his family and treats them with so much love and respect. And I like the fact that he can be so weird and funny sometimes, and yet there are moments where he can be very serious. So I like that balance between him. Like most of the time he is very like funny and easygoing, but there are times where he can have very serious conversations. And there is a side to him, specifically more in the later part of this series, that gets very dark because of his relationship with someone, which I won't get to in case you haven't read this series, and I won't spoil anything, but it really shows that he can have a silly side and a serious side at the same time, and it completely feels natural. At number 4 is Hitori, who is the most serious and intimidating character of the series, but there's so much more to him than that. Hitori is a character who you're going to feel kind of suspicious of at first, But then you really get to know him and you come to just love him. He can be so serious at times, and he's kind of like the voice of reason of this series, telling it how it is. But he has such a kind heart, and you come to find out that the reason that he's so serious and kind of blunt and just tells you how it is because he just cares. And especially when he tells Tohru like he needs to leave this family because this isn't a good environment for you, it's just because he really cares for her and doesn't want her to get hurt. Because he knows how much getting involved with his family could really damage her. So it just shows that he cares. And I like that compassionate side of him so much. And he has a backstory to him that is so heartbreaking and just really makes you understand why he is the way he is. At number 3 is the main character, which is Tohru. I don't see how anyone could hate Tohru. She is just the sweetest being I have ever read about in a series, in a book, watched on TV. She is just amazing. I've mentioned before, her niceness can come off a little annoying because at times she is way too nice to the point where it can make her kind of naive and get her into trouble. But then there are other times where her kindness just comes off as so cute, and I love how much she finds the good in everyone and just sees the bright side of everything. But at the same time, throughout the series, she also comes to understand the dark side of life so much, and it really affects her outlook on things and really makes her more mature. I love how much her character grew at the end of the series and how the experiences she's had with this family really changed her, made her mature so much. I also find it fascinating that this girl has been through so much. Her mom died, and her mom was such a huge part of her life. So she just had a terrible past, and yet she's still able to like smile and be happy. That's just crazy to me. Like, she has so much courage because of that. So I just find that so admirable about her. And now, runner-up. My second favorite character is Momiji. Momiji is just so flippin' cute. For one, I love rabbits. I love bunnies, and Momiji is the rabbit in the family, so that's another reason why I like him. But of course, not the only reason. I love him because of his optimistic outlook on life when his life has been complete crap. His backstory is so heartbreaking. I want to say has one of the most heartbreaking backstories in this series, and all these characters have had terrible childhoods and past, but his is like second to Kyo. I think is one of the worst. Of course, I won't get into much about what happened to him in his childhood because I don't want to spoil anything, but it's so bad, and yet he's still able to be so cheerful and happy all the time. Like, if you didn't know about his past, you would think that nothing's bad has ever happened to him because he's always so happy and joyful and never looks sad. But then when he tells Tohru what happened to him, I mean, it's so horrible that he shouldn't be the way he is. And yet he mentions something that I think is so fascinating. It's that he wouldn't change his past for anything. He feels like his past made him who he is and is a part of him and has come to accept it. And he's learned not to let it get to him. And that is something I think a lot of people just wish they could do but can't. Take their past and overcome it and be made to feel like it's a part of you that is something that really shaped you into who you are. Understanding that is what some people can only dream to do. And this 15-year-old boy has so much maturity because of that. It's just amazing. I think his character is incredible, and I just love him so much. He's adorable, he's the cute little rabbit, and his story is so heartbreaking, and he has such a relatable, interesting story that makes you understand who he is that I think is so incredible. Okay, now we're at number 1, my favorite character of Fruits Basket, which should come as no surprise because I mentioned how much I love this character. This character means the world to me, and that is Kyo. I just filmed a whole video talking about why I love Kyo so much, and that'll be coming out tomorrow. So I'll explain a lot of the reasons why I love him in that video. To make it quick though, this is one character who I have connected with more than any other character I've ever read about. He is by far the most fascinating character in this series. Finding out his past and how that makes him who he is and why he behaves the way he does is so sad and amazing, and it just makes him come off as such a well-rounded character. And I could specifically relate to him so much because of the mental health issues that he has because of what he's been through and how that's affected him, and because of that he comes off as so realistic, and he is by far one of the reasons why I love Fruits Basket so much, just because of his character. There are so many reasons why I love this series, but he is one of the top reasons. I just adore him so much, and I really don't think I'll ever love another character this much, because he just, oh, he means the world to me. And he turns into a cute little cat, so of course I'm gonna love him because of that, because I love cats so much. So those were my top 10 favorite Fruits Basket characters. Again, I love so many characters in this series. Some I didn't even get to mention because I could only mention my top 10, but there are so many other great characters in Fruits Basket that I just adore. If you have read this series, let me know what your favorite character from this series is. I would really love to know, and if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for more bookish related videos. Also be sure to follow me on social media. Those links will be in the description box. I upload 2-3 times a week, and specifically this week I'll be uploading a different Fruits Basket related video every day, so if you are a fan of this series as much as I am, then just be sure to check back on my channel every day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!